and its application in society. So let us have an overview of physics, scope and its applications in the society. First thing which we'll learn here is etymological meaning of science. The word science comes from the Latin word scientia, which means to know. So the word science, it comes from the Latin word scientia, which means to know. Origin of science. So let us see the origin of science. Science in a broad sense is as old as human species. So in broad sense we can say that science is as old as human species. From the 16th century onwards, great strides were made in science in Europe. And from 16th century onwards, great strides were made in science in Europe. Meaning of science. Let us see what is the meaning of science. Science is a systematic attempt to understand natural phenomenon in as much detail and depth as possible and use the knowledge so gained to predict, modify and control phenomenon. So science is a systematic attempt to understand natural phenomenon in as much detail and depth as possible and then use this knowledge to predict, modify and control various phenomena. Here we have the steps which are involved in the scientific method. These are the steps which are involved in the scientific method. First is systematic observation, controlled experiments, qualitative reasoning, quantitative reasoning. So these are the steps which are involved in scientific method. Steps involved in the scientific method. Now let us have a look at the steps which are involved in the scientific method. First step is systematic observation, controlled experiments. Then we have qualitative reasoning, quantitative reasoning, mathematical modeling, prediction and verification or falsification of theories. So these are the basic steps which are involved in the scientific method. Nature of science. Let us have a look at the nature of science. Science is ever dynamic. There is no final theory in science. Modifications can be made in the established scientific laws. So science is ever dynamic, that means science is ever changing. There is no final theory in the science. So no theory is considered as final in science and modifications can be made in the established scientific laws. Physics, meaning and its definition. So now let us learn about the meaning of physics and its definition. Physics is a branch of science and it comes from a Greek word which means nature. Study of nature and natural phenomenon put in an organized way in various subtopics is called physics. So what is physics? It is the study of nature and natural phenomena put in an organized way in various subtopics. This is called as physics. Scope of physics. So let us see what is the scope of physics. Basically, there are two domains of interest, macroscopic and microscopic. So scope of physics, basically it is divided into two, macroscopic and microscopic. The macroscopic domain includes phenomenon at the laboratory, terrestrial and astronomical scales. So macroscopic domain, it includes the phenomenon at the laboratory, terrestrial and astronomical scales. The microscopic domain, it includes atomic, molecular and nuclear phenomenon. It explains every phenomena occurring in nature on the basis of established rules. So physics explains every phenomena occurring in nature on the basis of some established rules. Next we have branches of physics. Let us learn about the branches of physics. First we have mechanics. It is concerned with motion of particle, rigid and deformable bodies and general system of particles. So mechanics is concerned with the motion of particles, rigid and deformable bodies and general system of particles. Then the next branch of physics is electrodynamics. It deals with electric and magnetic phenomena associated with charged and magnetic bodies. Then the other branch of physics is optics. It deals with the phenomenon involving light. After optics, the next branch is thermodynamics. It deals with systems in macroscopic equilibrium and is concerned with changes in internal energy, temperature, entropy, etc. of the system through external work and transfer of heat. So this is our thermodynamics. It deals with systems in microscopic equilibrium and is concerned with changes in internal energy, temperature, entropy, etc. of the system through external work and transfer of heat. Next we have applications in society. Physics and technology are related to each other and both have indirect impact on society. So physics and technology are related to each other and both physics and technology have indirect impact on the society.